Ain't not one real street made it to the NBA, homie.
Somebody tag Stack 5 Steven Jackson.
Steven Jackson, the mall. Man, that nigga sucker. Man, that talk like he been in the streets. He act like he been a gangster. You been in the NBA.
Yeah, he been in the...
You ain't. And then he did one point in time, he went to rapping and went to claiming blood and throwing up blood. You ain't none of what you trying to be,
ain't
nigga.
like that, huh?
Nah, you playing WWE character. You know, you Hulk Hogan, ripping his shirt off in the ring.
Acting.
Yeah, nah, man. Because this is what I know. No real street made it to the NBA. It ain't not one real street made it to the NBA, homie. Street don't make it that far in life. The streets get them. So, homie, I got a partner that's real close, named King Shu out of Port Arthur. That's real, like the big homie to Steven Jackson. And then my other homie, not mad at me because with George Floyd, I wasn't with George Floyd from the beginning. I don't know, so I wasn't with tearing up no city for now like that. And then once I seen the whole video, I said, man, and
somebody tag Stack 5 Steven Jackson. See, this is what I mean by these hypocrites. This what I mean by these hypocrites. Now, this is what white folk got a problem with. The boy got a job. He worked for a white man's company called the Grizzlies. And the boy say he don't want no high jumping, basketball dribbling, brandishing no mother on social media. So do what the boy say do, or go start your Negro League and let your Ice Cube will let you show. Go tell Jay Morant, tell the Jay Morant boy to go play with Ice Cube then. Go play 3-on-3 and pick Stack 5. But long as you playing for Massa say I don't want no brandishing in my jerseys. Take my jersey out if you want to show. You ain't at some...
You got to know who you dealing with. So with me, I'm not your average basketball player, dog. I'm not. I'm sorry. I ain't patting myself on the back, but sometimes I break my arm and I do pat myself on the back. But at this moment, I'm not, bro. But I'm going to keep it funky with you. Charleston said that about George Floyd. I went to Dallas for 6 weeks straight. He'll tell you, I was there for Big 3. His partner, Dewberry tell you, called him. You got a problem. Let's meet, let's squad, whatever, how you want.
Right now.
I'm here. We ain't got to do the internet shit. I'm here. Nothing happened. So whatever he say, much salute to you, bro. I can't respect it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave it alone. Whatever he say, I ain't got no problems with him. Whatever he say, I'm from Port Arthur, Texas, bro. I pulled up, nothing happened. I'm gonna leave it alone. I wish him the best.
That's all you can do.
Just keep George Floyd. I'm come from L. We don't speak on the people.
Kanye too.
You know what I'm saying? I gave it to him too. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm just not that dude. But I respect everybody. I don't talk about nobody. I don't be in nobody's business. I'm in my own lane. But I love hard. And I love the people I love. So I might be wrong when I jump out there sometimes, but that's just who I am, bro.
Oh, you know boy, Charleston White. So if you probably understood from all of the trash talk in the video, but if you didn't, this whole beef started because Charleston White didn't believe, in what everybody else believed about George Floyd. Charleston White opposed George Floyd and opposed the reaction that most people had to what happened to George Floyd, or what black people, had to George Floyd. Or I should say most black people had to George Floyd. All right, so Steven Jackson, who was friends with him or acquaintances, something like that, he got wind of this. And, Charleston White has a big voice. He says a lot of outrageous things and they go viral. So Steven Jackson had to defend that. Okay, so he defended it. And ever since, Charleston White, been after Steven Jackson. But, in the second clip, where Steven Jackson is saying that he went to his city and was looking for him. It's strange that Charleston would not try to meet up with him. Very strange to me. Especially if he wanted to resolve the whole issue that they got. But then again, maybe he didn't want to resolve it. Maybe he wants to use this, as one of his other media ploys. because Charleston White likes to go off, and he explains to us too. He does a lot of things just for attention as well. So maybe he wants to use Steven Jackson, as one of those talking points. And if he were to go and squash beef, which I never see him squash beef with anybody, he just, creates more beef with people. But if he did, then he would have to stop talking about Steven Jackson. Okay. Another point that Charleston White brought up, another point that Steven Jackson brought up, because if you see, Steven Jackson says he's not an ordinary NBA player. Now, you got to get what he means by not an ordinary NBA player. That's in response to what Charleston White said about no NBA players being gangsters. All right, so Steven Jackson is here trying to convince us, or I don't want to say trying to convince us, but he's trying to show us that he's different than, a LeBron James. He's different than a Joel Embiid, a Jason Tatum and all that. All right, but Charleston White is directly opposing that, saying that if he was really from that cloth, if he was really from the street like that, or hard, he wouldn't have made it to the NBA. Right, so he's trying to separate him from, those real thugs in the street. Right, so if you want to believe it, I don't know where you guys stand on that. I don't know who you're going to side with in this situation. I don't side with anybody. I'm just reporting the news. That's it. I find some of it amusing, whatever. But I just hope everything, stays on podcasts and all and doesn't spill out to the streets. So that's about it. So until